last year, around this time, I was setting off on my 5th multi-state motorcycle tour. Over the previous 4 years, I had ridden to all 48 contiguous states, and I was looking for a new challenge. And I had my 1959 manual typewriter with me and a ream of paper my mother had gotten me for Christmas a year before. And I was compelled to write down all of the words that Jesus said in the Bible. And I typed them all out, and I compared and contrasted them where they aligned with Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John, and wrote this book called Jesus Said Stuff, Revisiting the Red Letters of Christ. And when I was writing it, a lot of me was writing it toward those people who are deconstructing Christianity and who are recognizing the limitations of the Roman Empire all these years after its fall, and realizing that the religion isn't as perfect as we were led to believe, when we were being tortured and things like that. So now there's this whole generation who's coming and realizing there's some limitations on this tradition and some things that we've been lied to about. And so I wanted to speak a lot to this generation of people who are deconstructing from the religion, and also remind them that there is still this whole creation thing that is happening as we continue to exist in it, and we're still a part of it, and there's still a source of it. So we might still want to do things to connect with the divine that is making all of this existence thing happen. And so for me, just because the religion isn't 100% true does not mean that there's not this divinity that's working through us. Because for me, I just seen it in my own life, and I know other people have as well. And so I wasn't as concerned when I was writing the book about the red letters being in red. In 1901, the first red letter edition of the Bible was published, and everything Jesus said was in red letters. I was more interested in making them bold and making them stand out, because it seems very much that the most ardent followers of Jesus Christ seem to have forgotten what the message is. And I very much wanted to revisit the message of Jesus Christ, and that's why in this book you'll notice everything that Jesus said was actually it's in bold print, so that we can see it bright and clear and remember what he had to say. So that's the purpose of this whole endeavor, is to revisit those letters and revisit what they say, and how could they apply to us in this day and age, and how should they apply to us in this day and age. When I was much younger, I was a religious man, and all that I was told to believe, I believed dutifully until it stopped making sense. And then I was a very non-religious man. But I still had a tendency for spirituality, and I still had a belief in the divine, even though I felt that it was somewhat outside the parameters I had been given as a religious man. And now going back, I can revisit that religion. I revisit the ideas, and I've kind of come full circle on a lot of those sorts of things. So it's been a true joy to revisit the red letters of Jesus Christ and write this book. And it's going to be a joy to be able to share the insights that I have after all these years of being away from Christianity and now coming back and going right to the heart of it. I will let some of you know, because I know for some of you it's going to be a concern as to the alignment of my theology with yours. And I can pretty much guarantee that my theology does not align with yours, because I've had a different experience of God than you have. And I don't give any credibility to dead empires like the Roman Empire. So I don't give any religious authority to them, nor cling to the Nicene Creed or any of those ideas as more than just parts of a story. What is important to me is the truth of that story being lived out and how we live our lives. So for me, anyone who's claiming any kind of religious authority or claiming their religion is right, I do know that Jesus said that you will know them by their fruit. So I'm looking for that fruit. And if your fruit is anger and scorn and bitterness and judgment and all of that, I have absolutely no interest in your religious ideology. However, if you are developing the fruits of love and joy and peace and kindness and gentleness and self-control and those sorts of things, then I'll be a little bit more open to hearing what it is you have to say. Because I've seen those kind of people, living and alive within the Church of Christianity, and I've seen those people living outside of the Church of Christianity. And as far as what the gospel of Jesus Christ was, what he actually said, which I've highlighted here in bold letters, what he actually said was a lot different than what you hear in modern Roman American Christianity. What he had to say was about how to live in this life in a wonderful way and allowing the Holy Spirit to flow through you. Whereas Roman American Christianity is more of an idea of you deserve hell, you need to believe a certain thing, which, again, not the message of Jesus Christ. So I want to get to the heart of that, which is why I put these letters in bold and why I, have for myself stripped away the idea that this is inerrant, or not this, but this one, the Bible here. I don't believe that it's inerrant or infallible or perfect, but I do believe it does have some credibility and does give us some insight. But essentially, it still points to you relying on the Holy Spirit to guide you, to give you wisdom, and hopefully give you a proclivity to act on that wisdom and live it out. I've not always done that. But now, the more I spend time, I guess, with these words and just with these ideas and studying spirituality again, the more it's opened me to it, helped me practice it more, and put these words into actual use. So I'm hoping that this will also help other people to do that, and that we move toward the wisdom revolution, where we actually put into practice the deeper spiritual truths that we've accrued over these last few centuries of existence. So anyway, there we go. Thank you again for joining me on this journey of stuff Jesus said. Come back next time and subscribe, and we will talk about all kinds of stuff Jesus said throughout this thing, and we'll go from there. So again, thank you so much. Be well, and God bless.